We really are you. This is our 14th year of doing this event. And I missed the first one because I had a quad bypass that year, so I got a pass. But I've been here the last 12 years, and I was sitting out there, and I got to tell you, I like that a lot better than being up here. But we do have some important things to talk about today. Craig really set the groundwork for us to realize we have to grow and mature our businesses. I come from that farm in southwest Iowa, and from there we built a handful of businesses, middle of a cornfield. Only customer I really had that was close was my brother who lived across the road, and he never wanted to pay his bills. So I'm telling you, if you build a business and you take care of the customer, they'll come. So I don't want to hear anybody in this room tell me you don't have opportunity to create a company and be successful. Customers will come to you. Back in 2003, I got involved with ConnectWise. Arnie Bellini himself came to the farm and did our implementation. A few years later, we implemented ConnectWise for HTG. And then in 2012, I did it again for HTS Ag. So 3 of the companies that I founded all ran on ConnectWise, and it helped us get to the next level. We worked closely with this company for over the last decade through HTG. And so when we started to think about our legacy and what we would do to move into the future, it only made sense to bring together the best operating platform for technology with what HTG was all about, which was creating transformational business services for companies to grow. So that happened in January of this year. We came together as IT Nation Evolve, and we have got a new logo, we've got some new colors, but the thing I want to make sure everybody understands is we have exactly the same mission. ConnectWise has always been focused on partner success, and that's what HTG was all about. So it made it very simple for us to come together to deliver and continue the journey of helping you succeed. The folks that are driving the charge on this are a set of veterans. Pete Sorenson is leading the IT Nation community, so all the things that Arnie talked about earlier in the day, these events, the user groups, the peer groups, all the community activities are now under Pete's responsibility. Craig mentioned the marketplace. Jeff Bishop is leading the charge around ecosystem. So all the solution providers, external consultants, all the pieces that make the IT Nation work, roll up to Jeff. I've been tasked with working on M&A, and I'm going to talk more about that in a little bit, because we know that M&A is one of the key ways that you're going to grow and develop your business. Kathy Smith continues to drive services and education and to lead a team that's vital for us helping you succeed. And then Brad Scow came over with us from HTG and is now in charge of the consulting side of the business. ConnectWise has always had implementation consulting, but with the HTG acquisition, we've brought business consulting into the fold as well. We've got a team of people that wake up every day thinking about how to help you be successful. But we've got to take action to make that a reality. And we talk about that as the entrepreneurial journey. There's 4 phases that we need to go through if we're going to take our company from start to finish. I want to walk through each of these 4 areas briefly and tell you what that journey looks like. It really begins with what we call muscle and feel. When most of us start a company, we don't necessarily have this great business plan and understanding of what we're doing. We start organizations because we see a need, we feel like we can fill it, and we just begin to do business. Along the way, we find a few other people that will come alongside, and pretty soon, we've got a company. Michael Gerber calls that the accidental entrepreneur. And I know a lot of you in the room are in that boat. I certainly was. The problem with muscle and feel is that over time we run out of gas. The entrepreneur can only carry the company for so long. And so the data actually verifies that. Small Business Administration says that only 6% of companies in the US ever get beyond 10 employees. 94% don't grow beyond 10. I can tell you that most of those companies don't do that because they don't want to get bigger. They do it because they haven't overcome running a company on muscle and feel. To make that transition, we've got to make some changes, which takes us to the second phase in the process, which is we have to begin to manage to what good looks like. One of the reasons that doesn't happen is because people don't know what good looks like. They run their company in a bubble. We find that when they begin to get involved in peer groups, pretty much everybody that comes to the first meeting thinks they're doing really well with their organization. They've been running it for a while. They feel like they're doing good. Then they see the benchmarking data, and they say, oh, maybe I could do better. In fact, I know I could do better, and I can see exactly where that is. That's where peer groups can really make a difference. It helps you understand what good looks like. And I encourage you to take a look at getting involved more deeply in the IT Nation Connect community and make peer groups part of taking your business to the next level. Planning is what we have to do, though, once we find out what good looks like. And Evolve has got a planning process around 4 different plans. Starts with legacy, so we know where it is we want to go, both in our business and in our life. It also leads you to create leadership plans for how you're going to become a better leader yourself and how you're going to invest in the people that will help you get there. It involves life planning. Hopefully we're not spending all our time at work, so we actually have hours outside of the workplace that we need to think about. And then, of course, business plans. But those 4 plans are critical to taking what good looks like and actually executing it. This week, we are going to give away 500 copies of our planning guide called Planning for Success. We've already handed some out, but if you're interested in going deeper and looking at how you can take your business from muscle and feel to managing to what good looks like, stop by the IT Nation lounge out in the lobby by the Solution Pavilion, ask for a copy of the workbook. We want to help you succeed. Another place you can get it is the open house we're having up in Bay Hill 17 and 18 over the lunch hour the next 2 days. Stop up there, talk to the team, you'll be able to get a copy of the workbook. Thomas Edison said it best, and this is the major problem we have with managing to what good looks like. Vision without execution is hallucination. Even when we know what we should do, often we don't do it. Most people that run their own business do it for one reason. They want to be their own boss. And I can tell you that's why I ran a business. The problem with being your own boss is you do what you want to do, not what you need to do. And that's where peer groups can help provide some accountability. So I encourage you, move through muscle and feel. Begin to understand what good looks like and then make the commitment to manage to it. But then we have to go to the third phase of the journey, which is we've got to build teams and create strategy. We need to look beyond the short term and understand where we really want to go. We've got to listen to what Stephen Covey said, where we have to begin with the end in mind. What is it we're trying to accomplish? And then we have to create a way for us to encapsulate that, communicate it, and build a team to help us execute. At ConnectWise, we've chosen a product called StratOp, which is a strategic planning tool. We use it internally all over the company. It allows us to really define the future and then create a roadmap to get there. And I encourage you to find a tool that you can use to help define that so you can align your people. When I go around the world and consult, The number one problem is people don't know where they're going, not just the leadership, but often the teams themselves. But inside of that, the challenge is often alignment of people. Leaders aren't on the same page. They might know where their destination is, but they're not on the same page about how to get there. Tools like StratOp help you get everybody marching down the same path together, and it will let you move to the next level. Part of what we want to do for the IT Nation is to help you continue that path. And we know that those of you that are running VAR businesses, it's a little bit different proposition than the traditional IT Nation Evolve peer groups that we've had. So beginning in Q1 of 2019, we're going to roll out some specific groups to target helping VARs take this journey. I'd encourage you to stop by the lounge and talk to Jody about what that looks like. We want to help you succeed, and we know that VARs really have to make a transition that's very, very difficult. Our commitment to you is we want to be the best platform in the industry to support your M&A activity. The data around M&A is staggering. You all know it's been a hot deal, but it's just really getting started. Our friends at Service Leadership did some research. 70% of the folks they surveyed plan to do an M&A acquisition in the next 5 years. So if you look around, 2 out of the 3 people sitting around you are planning to acquire. It doesn't get much hotter than that. We want ConnectWise to be the platform that enables you to do that. We're serious about supporting you in M&A. So there's a few things I want you to be aware of that are going on starting today. Tonight at 5 o'clock, we're hosting our first ever M&A deal crawl, where we're bringing together companies that want to buy with those that want to sell. It's just an opportunity to get together, to network, to meet some people. We've had a huge response, but we have a few openings for companies that might potentially want to sell their business. So if you're in that situation, if you're thinking, you know, I should probably do a little research here and see if I really do want to sell my company, stop up here to the right of the stage after the keynote ends this morning and talk to Scott Scroggin. He'll get you registered. He'll help you understand the process. We'd love to have you participate later this afternoon. Across the next 2 days, we have 7 different breakout sessions on M&A, a full track that runs through the entire event. Over 20 of your peers are going to be helping deliver the content, people that have been there and done that. If you're thinking about either acquiring or selling your company, I'd encourage you to go to those sessions and learn. Success happens when you know what you're doing. You don't do M&A often, so this is a great place to learn about it. The other thing that we're going to be doing in Q1 is actually beginning some M&A-focused peer groups, where we're going to put together buy and sell side groups, and we're going to get into the details of how to maximize both of those experiences. So if you're interested in that, please stop by the IT Nation Lounge and find out the details about getting involved with M&A. But we also realize that doing the deal is the easy part. It's the integration that's really the challenge. And it's really a challenge when you're trying to integrate companies that are running on a competitive platform, because you have to train all the people. So we want to make a financial commitment to those of you that want to grow through acquisition. If you acquire a company that's on a competitive platform, either a PSA, RMM, or quoting tool, we will defer your billing for 3 months on that acquired company. But if you acquire a company that's got 2 competing tools, we're going to give you 6 months free. We want to help you overcome the challenge of getting integration up and going by deferring the billing while you make those transitions. We're serious about helping you grow. I've blown through the discussion about the entrepreneurial journey. So we're going to start a webinar series in December. Starts December 14th. Brad Scow and I will be leading a number of webinars talking in much more detail about the importance, but more importantly, the methodology of how you can grow your company and prepare yourself for the final phase, which is leading toward legacy. There's very few things I know for sure, but one I do know is that everybody in this room is going to exit your company at some point. It doesn't go with you. And it's important to know what that legacy that you want to leave looks like, and then that you begin to plan and prepare so that you can execute it. It's expensive to have the right tools. We get that. So we asked Forrester to do a little research on the impact of the ConnectWise platform on the companies that really use it well. If you haven't taken the time to look at this survey, research result, please do. It's available on the web. But it really does talk about the areas that make an impact and the ROI that you should expect from the PSA platform that you're running and the RMM tools that you use.